Telecom is the big mover in trade, and a day after DOT indicated that it will come up with a fresh set of proposals for spectrum pricing, Telecom Minister Kapil Sibal told ET Now that decision on spectrum prices will be taken as soon as possible. Let's hear him.
Will there be another round of 3G auction?
Of course there will be, without any doubt.
How are we planning the timeline, and what is the...
Well, you'll get to know when we actually move forward. At the moment, we're looking at the TRAI recommendations. We've sent comments back to them. They have responded. And now we are finalizing the issue, and then once that is finalized, the auction process will start.
So when do we expect the decision on spectrum pricing to take place?
As soon as possible.
In any time in the next...
Well, it'll go to the EGOM. First, pricing decision can't be taking place in DOT. It will be a recommendation to the EGOM, and the EGOM will take a decision. Then we move to the cabinet.
We've learned that there will be an auction of the CDMA spectrum as well. Is there any...
I can't possibly tell you in advance what auction there will be and which spectrum, but certainly when we take the decisions, you'll get to know.
But you believe that there is a case to revisit the recommendations made by TRAI?
No, I am not going to comment on any of those issues. Those are matters that DOT will certainly look into.
Okay. This thing, so one of the big issues is the consolidation in the telecom sector that everyone wants, from the government to the industry. Is there but obviously there are some regulatory changes that are required, including the issues relating to surrender of spectrum, etc. Are you considering any of these issues? How important is it?
The M&A policy is going to be announced very soon. I think where the last legs of the policy framework is being finalized, and once that happens, very, very soon you'll get to know exactly what that policy is going to be. And we believe that it will be what we need to put in place, a very liberal policy, so that the consolidation of the market takes place, and that we have greater investment for those who want to take this sector forward.
Just to put a number to this, for example, we have, say, 16, 17 operators, etc.
We don't. That's not true.
Okay.
We don't have 16, 17.
But
that's not a media. That's a media exaggeration.
Fantastic. So the point is that let it put in percentage terms. How much, 30% shrinking?
You know, the market decides what the kind of consolidation is required. For example, I mean, we have so many newspapers in this country. Where people wonder, if you go to the United States, you have one New York Times, you have a Washington Post, you have the Los Angeles Times, right? You have the Times in London, you have the Guardian, and stuff like that. But you have so many players in India. Why? Because we've got 1.2 billion people, right? So therefore the market decides the nature of the consolidation, and the operators decide what the market will absorb. And so we'll see how the market takes us where.
Okay. Bringing you back to the skill development part that we were discussing a little while earlier, you want to speak about how private sector involvement can boost skill development?
See, India has a demographic advantage. Now, that requires us to skill our young, because unless in the new economy, in the 21st century, unless you have skilled workforce, they're not going to be participating in the life of the nation. So this demographic advantage will become a disaster unless we skill our young. And I think the private sector has an enormous role to play there. While we set standards and we have a collaborative process through which those standards are set, and we have modules and levels of skills, the process of assessment, getting hold of assessors, having a bank of assessors, having a process through which certification takes place, which is standardized and uniform. These are all issues that the government and the private sector are dealing with together, and the sector skill councils and the National Skill Development Corporation is hands-on this. So I think all this is happening, and it with great speed. With the telecom sector alone, we will be able to develop about 5 million people possessed of skills in the telecom sector.
So do you want to talk about the new program that you're working on, and how the telecoms...
No, this has been happening when I was in the HRD ministry. I launched this whole process of skill development from class 9 onwards. So our levels, actually level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, start from class 9.
This is dedicated to the telecom sector?
No. It is dedicated to any sector. Any sector. I mean, the automobile sector, retail sector. You've got 22 skills that have been identified by the Finance Ministry at that point in time. Those are the ones that we are working on, and the standards will apply to all the skills. But the private sector has an important role to play because they are the ones who will ultimately assess whether a person is qualified in terms of and then is granted the certificate for that qualification.